Truth, lies, shenanigans.
All right, let's go ahead and move on to Rob B. Is this a truth lie? We'll continue with our hot topics. Is this truth lie or shenanigans?
This is a truth that really wasn't discovered until some shenanigans in the late 90s. But very recently, a story was published about a Chuck Feeney. Um, he's You probably don't know who this person is because
No
he's made it
idea.
a point to stay out of the limelight for his entire career. So he made his fortune as one of the co-founders of the Duty Free Shoppers Group. Now that's a Hong Kong-based travel retailer of luxury products since 1960. So this man has made a killing.
Is that those
They've
duty
got
free shops we see in the airport?
It's Sky Mall at its best, but this is being
It's
marked.
where I
This
get
is
all
out
my
of Hong Kong,
liquor when I'm traveling. It's where I get all my liquor when I'm traveling.
right? So all those high-end travel products that you see advertised, he's part of that distribution model since 1960. So he has made a killing. Um, but then I guess at some point he decided that he would prefer seeing other people benefit from this money and started the Atlantic Philanthropies Foundation. And this was in 1982 and started redistributing his wealth. Now, this person has finally given away $8 billion. Last week marked almost 40 years to give away $8 billion to different charities and organizations
Just take a couple of hundred
internationally.
thousand. Can I mean?
$8 billion. So this is just incredible. I've never heard of anyone doing something like this. Now his current net worth is somewhere around $2 million, and apparently he has been happy. He is just so happy that he has finally been able to accomplish this goal to be able to give away this massive fortune. So I'm looking for a reaction to Mr. Feeney's generosity, and B, if you were gifted $1 billion on the condition that you have to donate every penny of it, where would you focus your efforts?
I'll let you start, Lizzie. Where
Of
would I
course you
focus?
would.
Yeah.
Of course you would. Um, repeat your questions, Rob. Repeat. What was the first
First,
prompt?
a reaction. First, more of a reaction to Mr. Feeney's generosity, his philanthropy over the last 40 years, and giving away $8 billion, mostly to left-wing groups. Education, healthcare has been a big target of his. So I'm just looking more for a reaction to give away $8 billion of a fortune amassed over a lifetime. And then if you had a fraction of it, how would you distribute it?
So the first part of the question, my reaction is there are angels on this earth. And there are people who do steadfastly believe in giving more of themselves than they do consuming, if you will. And so when I hear that, like you saw my reaction when you said he gave away $8 billion, I'm like, oh my, like I couldn't even imagine. Um, I, I couldn't even imagine, but you know, bless him for that, for having that in him, for not only having that in him, but not being on TV boasting about me, 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 me. This is what I've done. This is what I've given. I've given more money than anyone else on the planet. Like, obviously, it comes from a good place. And we need more people like that because I mean, even though the majority of people on this planet don't have $8 billion, there are a lot of rich people on this planet who sit in their wealth and don't do anything. And I don't say that to say, because I never want to check anyone for what they do with their hard-earned money. Like, you worked, you earned it, or you inherited it. It's you can do whatever you want to do with it. But I do applaud this guy for thinking about the next person, for being selfless. Now, if I had $8 billion, would I give it all away? Absolutely not. And that's just
No,
me being
but
honest.
the question is, you've
Would
got
I?
$1 billion given to you, and you have to give it away. There's no. How are you going to distribute the $1 billion?
As a type 1 diabetic, and there's no cure for diabetes, and I get that there probably will never be, because a cure has to deal with actually the genetic breakup of the actual disease. My focus would be on insulin distribution, getting people healthy, um, allowing people to be able to live and take care of themselves. So I would focus on diabetics, both type 1 and type 2. I would focus on women in domestic violence, because there are far too many women out there who are in situations where they feel like they can't escape, that they have to stay, where they're being beaten or they're being intimidated. And so I would want to create more safe houses, but also create more counseling situations, but also education. As an educator, I see my students who I still have students. So we are a little over a month into the semester. I still have students who haven't bought books. So I'm scrambling trying to find actual links for them so
Wow.
they can keep up with the assignments. And so there are a lot of students who want to participate, who want to be educated, but they can't afford it.
Mm-hmm.
And so I would dedicate a lot of that money to the education system, void of Betsy DeVos, Davos, however you pronounce her name. But giving back to these young people so they can get educated, so they can improve their station, their situation in life. That's how I would spend my billion.
All right.
Nia?
So if I'm spending $1 billion,
And I would buy, if I could, and I would get me a new Chanel, 100%. But most of it would be towards charity. Neo?
I would start off with friends and family. I mean, I would start off giving a majority of it away to friends and family.
Oh, I thought you meant the Saks friends and family discount, which you mean actual friends and family.
Actual friends and family. Yeah, yeah. I would start out giving my billion away to friends and family, and then, uh, if I'm doing charitable work, it would be for the protection of children, especially in violent situations, domestically violent situations. So, um, that would be, I would spend the majority of it there. So, pretty straightforward for
What
me.
about you, Rob?
I think he's a modern day Robin Hood. I think with the business model that he has, it's wonderfully exploitative of people who have too much money, because those those airline catalogs, shopping catalogs, are fun to leaf through, but I can't afford three-quarters of what's on there just because they're ridiculous luxuries. So he's making money off people who buy these ridiculous luxuries, and he's redistributed it to people in need. Um, for myself, I would absolutely be leaning more towards mental health style of charities to make sure that people get the help that they need. Major contributions towards education and the arts, um, and absolutely more towards healthcare and specializing in children. Like Neo said, children who are in need. It's a very special type of need, and I would like to focus. If I had those financial means, that's where I would want to be investing the money. Absolutely.
Yeah. There's a few comments online. So apparently our connection was going in and out. It looks like that should be resolved. So hopefully we're good. Let us know if we're still having struggling with that, for something's going on. Jeanette says, "I love this. Aspire to this. I'm in a group of women entrepreneurs who celebrated this guy and others for responsible leadership." Latoya Blakely said, "That is pretty awesome. You can't take it with you, so why not give it away where it's so needed?"
Or
Jacqueline.
spend it.
I mean, I'm with you. If I don't know that I would give all of it away. I'd give a good portion away, though.
I would give the majority, honestly, I would give the majority of it away. Like, I would indulge a little bit,
Yeah,
but, especially as an educator, I see so much need.
yeah.
And being a woman, I would give the majority of it away. I would, spend a little bit on, my shopping spree, getting his hair together, and then traveling. But everything else, and that doesn't take $1 billion. Like, I don't need $1 billion to do that. And so the majority would definitely be given away.
Yeah, and like I said, I would want to do something more long lasting. Just giving the money away is one thing, but I would want to create maybe my own organizations or safe houses or
Endowments,
yeah, something that was
self-perpetuating
lasting.
funds.
hmm
hmm
that would I would also do that. But Jeanette says supporting people attempting to escape abusive relationships, funding pharma research into cures for narcissism.
I think Regeneron has a cure for narcissism. Oh, no,
That
an
is
enhancer.
hilarious.
Love you, Jeanette.
Latoya agrees with me. She says she start with my friends and family too. From there, I'd give as much money as I could to rebuilding schools and rebuilding the community centers and career centers in low-income neighborhoods around the country. Daria Winter says hunger. Uh,
Hunger.
yep, hunger, and apparently our stream is good now, so we're all set. Uh,
Hey, y'all.
Jeanette Brown said, "Just don't hoard it. Money is energy. Give it away free space. Uh, give give it away to free space for more to come. Abundant mindset." And Mike Winter says, "Quick question: is a trip to the Australian Open a charity?"
Hello. Yes, it is, because next year Michael and I were supposed to do the French Open and the Monte Carlo Open this year. Pandemic thwarted that. So next year, can y'all please contribute? Australian Open, French Open. We want to go back to Wimbledon. Whoop, whoop, whoop. I'll set up the GoFundMe.
TLS
set up the
streaming
GoFundMe
live from Wimbledon.
For me and White Twitter, yes.
All right, looks like Gingy's in.
Shenanigans, truth, lies, shenanigans, truth.